What's going on, everybody? Back again with another video. Today is the day I go ahead and do the full review now that I've used the Viotek monitor. If you guys haven't checked out the first video I did on the monitor, I'll go ahead and put a little thing right up here for you. I got a lot of questions, a lot of comment feedback from you guys on that when I was going to do a full review on it. Well, here it is. And first I want to go ahead and say thank you guys for all the, taking a look at that video. Really appreciate all your comments, but here it is, much awaited. I'm going to tell you what I've done with my settings on here, as well as what the calibration settings that I did utilizing my Spider. So what I did, so we'll go ahead and do a comparison. So this right here, there's some things that you need to know about the monitor. Obviously you can see it if you look on Amazon or on Newegg, eBay. If you guys haven't, like I said, when you checked out the other video, again, I'll put in this video too, but I'll link to where you can purchase this at on Amazon. If you guys want to take a look at that, go ahead and click my Amazon link down below in the description. Get a little bit of kickback from that, so I appreciate it if you guys go and take a look at that. So without further ado, let's go and take a look. So one thing with this monitor, it is a VA panel. It is a true 8-bit panel. Now with that, you want to go through, the colors on this are phenomenal. If you want 10-bit, you go through, you're going to have to change out some stuff in the NVIDIA control panel and have the Y4.2.2. But if you want full, you're going to need to have a display cable 1.4 and to make it have 144 hertz and have true 8-bit colors. So with that, I'll go ahead and show you some other things. One thing with this monitor, you guys saw the last one, I didn't like the stand. So I do have it on a monitor arm. Go ahead and go around. It comes just like this. So it has these little, I guess you would say they're risers. And there's a red LED ring. Excuse me, guys. There's a red LED ring. You cannot change the color. Viotek's red, and it's always on. So if you have the stand, whether you have the stand on or if you put it on an arm like I have, it's going to be a red stand. Now this is a $1,500 curve, so pretty neat. And it's pretty darn immersive because that monitor right there, this is just my secondary. This right here is an IPS panel. It's just a 21-inch, really just for nothing else, but the colors and reproduction look absolutely phenomenal. For that IPS panel compared to this, I can't tell a difference. I think honestly this one looks a lot better. Now granted, that's a difference in IPS technology, but anyways, let's go and keep talking about this. So another thing, speakers. This doesn't have speakers. I thought it had speakers. The audio input for this monitor is actually for the headphone jack. I showed you guys in the last one there was a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. So you can use that and control the audio from the monitor, but I wouldn't do that. I mean, if you have a decent headphone set, I'm using the SteelSeries Artist 7, so they're Bluetooth. I have that going through, and the rest of these speakers are controlled through my DAC. So if I wanted to, I could obviously hook those up to my DAC, but you don't want to do it especially through your monitor. But anyways, I digress. Let's go ahead and keep talking about it. So let's talk about the settings. So the settings that I have on here, the menu is kind of tricky. I don't really like this, but then again, once you do it, you kind of just do it and you get done. So you push the M, that's for menu, push home again, you'll see the front page come up. Now, I showed this in the last one, but if you want to do, I'll show you my colors of what I did. So let's go ahead. If you want to hit enter to go over to the other one, you got to push menu again, and that will move you over to the middle panel, or the middle, I guess you'd say, row, column. So right here, brightness is at 85. I found that would be perfect at its 250 nit. Is what that was at. If you want, this is a 350 nit monitor. It says 400, but it is 350. So if you don't touch it, obviously you see it goes away. So let's go and go back, bring it back up. Let's go down, move it over. Now black level I have down at 20. Contrast I have at 80. DCR, which is dynamic contrast ratio, turn that off. That just goes auto based on the light in the room. So you want to turn that crap off, especially if you're gaming, and we'll talk about that later. So if you want to go back out of the menu, you got to push E or enter, and that takes you back to the first column. So let's go into the color settings. As you see, I have gamma at 2.2. Picture mode is standard. Leave that at standard. If you want best colors, color is user, so I'll go ahead and show you that. My user right there, as you see, I have this on there. Now if you want to change that, you push the menu button again, so it's on user. Now clicking that, the user, it takes you into it. There's your red and green, and I'll show you this. I actually have mine red at 50, green is at 47, and blue is at 50. So, and that gave me this coloring. So look pretty good. So let's go ahead and go back. Let's go back out of here, push enter, enter again. Now you're back. So blue light, I turned off. Hue, I left that at where it needed to be. I didn't change any of that stuff. Saturation, nothing. Well, let's go ahead and go down, keep going with the, put the menu, oops, one more. All right, so sharpness is at 60, response time. So a big thing on this monitor, it says it has a 6 millisecond response time and a 4 millisecond if you utilize overdrive. That response time is the overdrive. I found that keeping it at high, I don't see any ghosting in game, nothing like that. No artifacting, anything when I'm playing on this monitor. This is by far, and I've had a lot of monitors. If you guys have been following the channel for a while, I have had a good bit of monitors. This is, I know it's the newest one I've had, but this is clearly the best monitor I've ever had, and I really enjoy it. If you guys are looking for a top-notch monitor and not a, you know, not to break the bank, I mean, it's still $460, but still, it's compared to any other monitor that is this aspect ratio with the drive that it has, 144 hertz, you're looking at almost double, if not double. So 3440 by 1440, 100 hertz, FreeSync Premium, because it does have HDR, and we'll talk about that later, but let's get back into the menu. So push it again, bring it back up. Let's go back down, we were on picture settings. So noise reduction, kept it on middle. DLC, which is that dynamic luminous control, I have that off. Control, I left that at normal. The LED mode, I don't really know what that means. I try to look up on their manual, it doesn't really tell me anything. Audio, as you can see, I have it mute off, but volume all the way down. Turn that off. OSD is where it's at. Now here you go, HDR. So FreeSync is on, tells you your display port, and HDR I put on auto select instead of turning it on. It does give you an option to turn it on, so I'll show you. You can go right here, hit it again, and then push this. Oops, let's go ahead and get into it. So if I push it, it's not going on. Yep. All right, well anyways, it auto detects, so that way if you want to see it, you got to do that in your Windows settings, which would be down here at the bottom, and you can go into your display settings. So I have my display stuff up top. I'm going to bring that down for you guys. You can just go in to, let's go into the display. So, you know what? I just like going to the display. There we go. If you just right click on your screen, you can get to it better. There you go. On your display, click on your monitor you want and play games and apps in HDR. I have it off. It doesn't look bad. So you do that, it has a quick flick. It'll come back on. Not much in the change of colors. I do see that when I do it, you see the blacks get a little bit better. Again, one thing with this one that I see that's way better than a lot of the other ones that claim to be HDR. Let's see if I can get a good shot from the back. Let's go and move this down. Let's minimize this. So with this, the colors, like the shadows in there, and this wallpaper is a 3440 by 1440. The darkness around, you know, the sniper up there, all the green, the foliage, you actually can really see the detail in there, and it looks phenomenal. Now I'm recording, all my videos are at 1080p 60, so this being a 1440, you know, you might not see that. But just the grass, everything that you have right there, it looks phenomenal. The shadow detail in between the trees, it looks great. So we'll go ahead, as you guys can see right there, I'll go ahead and turn HDR off and see if you guys can see a difference. So again, you turn it off, screen will flicker. That's really just it turning it off. So yeah, you can see the shadow detail is not as impressive. Not much to look at. For games, I wouldn't see that as a big deal, especially for first-person shooter games. But if you're playing like, I don't know, The Witcher or, you know, Tomb Raider, things that really look really great with those type of cinematic type of games, this HDR is going to be phenomenal. So, you know, there you go. But one big thing that I do have to say with this monitor is if you're not used, you're going to need a card to drive this. I'm using, as you guys saw in the last video, of the new build that I'm using. I have a 2080 Super in here, and that actually is, it's overclocked a little bit. And when I'm playing, I play Modern Warfare on here a lot. So right there, it max I'm getting, and I have custom settings on there. Running at what I'm running at, my custom settings, all the textures and everything are high, other than shadows and the screen refractions, which is the reflections off the ground. Other than that, I'm getting around 120 to 135 in gameplay in Warzone. So if you guys are looking at that, yeah. Now, it does not, I do not see any ghosting. Again, nothing like that. I don't feel like it's slow. And this monitor up here, it's a 75 hertz FreeSync monitor, so it's not really gonna, I can't really compare those two, and this is 144. But one big thing that I got in a lot of the comments, is this worth it? Absolutely. If you're looking for a high-end monitor with great color reproduction for whether you're doing video editing as well as, I don't know, looking at images for pictures editing, you know, trying to get that color detail, I wouldn't say this is absolutely perfect, but out the box, the thing claimed it was 106, percent sRGB. Now, with the color calibration, it didn't take much. My LG monitor took more to get calibrated than this thing. So I'm standing by Viotek. They make a great product. If you guys are looking for something like this, again, I'll put everything in the link down in the description below. It's phenomenal. Now, if you guys have any further questions on it, want me to go more in detail on it, hey, leave me a comment down below. Be more than happy to talk about it. But hey, if you guys like this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up. If you're just stopping by, appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button. And as always, I'm Hyper for Tech. And until next time.